I'm back and welcome back to Leah K Food. And today we are going to be doing another very simple recipe. To be fair, we do it on every single video, but today is just very simple. So today we're gonna be doing ramen. Everybody knows what ramen is. If you don't know what it is, you're not human. I'm just kidding. If you don't know, I'll explain it. It's like this delicious brothy soup, and it has like vegetables in it sometimes, and there's these tangy noodles. You can make it soggy depending on how you like it, and sometimes you can chuck in some meat. So it's like a very delicious noodle stew. So today we're gonna be learning how to do it, and this is a very famous ramen brand called Ramen. You should know it, like it's everywhere in supermarkets. This is very common, and there are even instructions on the back, so you should know how to cook it, yada yada yada. I know, but if you follow the instructions, it tastes pretty good, but if you do it my way, I promise it'll be better. Come on, you've watched my other videos, right? I mean, you know it. I guarantee it. Okay, so I'll be explaining the ingredients now. We need one ramen, jinramen, but it doesn't really matter what ramen you use as long as it's like a packet. And then we need an egg. It's an egg. And then some green. If you don't know what green onions are, they're basically like just long green grass like onions. We need them like about one, not that much. It depends on if you like them or not. You can just dice them up real tiny like this. And then we also need any fish sauce. It could be any fish sauce. I mean, come on, you can buy it anywhere in the supermarket. And some water. Also, it says on the back how much water it says to use. I know you guys like the noodles soggy sometimes, but for Korean people, they really don't like that, and they like it tangy and like chewy. So today we're gonna be doing it the Korean way. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to follow this recipe. And also in Korea, in front of middle schools and like high schools, because Korean kids study later than American kids, they don't go home and eat. They have to go to restaurants in front of their school and eat. And the most famous restaurant, if you walk through the streets of Korea, you'll literally see this everywhere. Is little ramen shops that follow this recipe, and kids eat it with dumplings, and it's everywhere. So today I'm gonna be teaching you how. Okay, so right now, first thing you do, we are going to you just pour in the same amount of water it says on the back, the recipe. So I'm gonna pour in 550 milliliters of water right now. Get that all out. And then I'm gonna open this. The soup packet and like the vegetables packet should be in here like this. And now I'm gonna put the noodles to the side, and I'm just gonna open it and put it inside. As you can see, it's just dried pieces of vegetable for that. And this one's a little powdered sauce, so make sure to be careful when you're opening it. Okay, now we're just gonna wait until it's at the boiling point, okay? Okay, it's been like a minute and the water is already boiling, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put the noodles in. Okay. Put it in carefully so the water doesn't fly everywhere. And press it down with a spoon because it doesn't really fit. There, now it's drowning. Okay, so I need to wait for 2 minutes, but first I'm just gonna crack the egg. I'm gonna do it over here. Sorry, but the yolk already popped inside the egg. Okay, so now you get the spoon that you poke the noodles in, and you just mix it about 10 times. Don't mix it too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that. It doesn't have to be professional. You just have to mix it. I'm gonna put this aside, and then I'm gonna wait for 2 minutes. It's better if you kind of like loosen the noodles up a little bit so they're just not like a block of noodles when you're just trying to eat them. This. Okay, so if you like your noodles soggy, you can leave it alone for like another minute or two. Just remember to mix it. Now I'm gonna move the noodles into this bowl. Like this. You don't have to take all the noodles out, but it's better if you take most of them out. Now I'm gonna put these noodles to the side, and I am going to put the onions in now. Remember the green onions? Like put them in like that. There we go. And then I'm gonna put this to the side, and then I'm gonna get the fish sauce. Oh, remember we mentioned it earlier? About half a tablespoon. I don't have the measuring tools with me at hand, but right now I think that's about enough. Like that. Okay, now quickly before. Okay, remember the eggs that we mixed earlier? You have to pour them in, but not like, you have to like slowly, like this, look. Like in a circle. Now you're gonna leave that alone. Do not mix it. If you mix it, it's gonna ruin the eggs. You just leave it alone for about 30 seconds. See, it's already starting to cook. So you just leave it alone for about 30 seconds, and then we're gonna pour the soup into the bowl. Okay, it's done. Now I'm gonna pour the soup into the bowl. You have to be careful when you're doing this so the soup doesn't everywhere. Okay, the handle's a little hot because it's metal, so I'm using this mitten. Okay, here we go. It looks so good right now. Here we go. Just look at that. It looks delicious. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back on here. And now I'm gonna set it up like beautiful. And it's too hot to eat right now, so I'm gonna cool it off a little bit. Ta-da! It looks so good. I wasn't hungry before, but it made me hungry just looking at it when I was cooking. Just look at that. So that's, okay, let me point out with this. Those are the eggs that we poured in. It cooked really fast. These are the green onions, more eggs, and then the noodles, and the soup. The soup looks really good right now. And there are little chunks of meat in here like that. And when you're eating ramen, there's one thing that you cannot miss out. It is kimchi. You cannot forget that because it's the most delicious thing in the world and you can't convince me otherwise. So now I'm gonna try. Okay, so first I'm gonna get some noodle and then some egg, just a tiny pinch. And then I'm going to put a big slice of kimchi on top. Just look at that. So that's the egg and all that stuff. Oh, here we go. When you're eating ramen, you have to eat it with kimchi. It's really chewy and tangy, and the eggs go really well with it because it's soft and just melts in your mouth. This is really savory, so if you eat it once, you're gonna want it every single day of your life. It's really, really simple. But restaurants, like 5-star restaurants, sell these in Korea. So please try this recipe. And plus, there's nothing to lose. You can get ramen anywhere. It's cheap, and like you have hundreds of cups of it. So it doesn't really matter. And it's delicious. So make sure to try this recipe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!